Legends. I'm not alone. Obviously, we're cuddling up together. It's Big Papa Drock. What's up, Drock? How you doing, man?
Yo, my man. I'm excited to cuddle with you, brother.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, we've got Lord Entertainer Fabian. No easy transition there, my man. We also have another collab that we actually recorded before this one that will be live in a day or two. It's going to be longer, more fun maybe than this one. I don't know, but dude, I've seen some videos on Lord Entertainer Fabian. I was wrong. I thought he was going to be a high elf. He's an undead. He kind of fits the aesthetic more, but he's in the high elf video and whatnot in the teaser. This is old news in terms of like yesterday's news in terms of what he's doing, but I was absolutely just blown away by this kit. I want to get your take as well as somebody who, you know, is a top player in the game, as someone who has a lot of experience as well, because I wanted to kind of check myself before I riggedy wreck myself and see if this dude is as busted, as broken as I think he is. I think he's a must fuse of 2025, man. I think he's in the realm of Armans, better than Armans or worse than Armans if you hate Armans. But I'm not seeing anybody else say that on YouTube. So I wanted to make a video talking to you about it. So what do you say we go through his kit and you can kind of give your opinion now that I just ruined the end of the video and shared mine?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think we're both known for having our opinions. So I certainly, looking at his kit, I definitely have some thoughts for sure. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go through it here. Service and Death, 2-time hitter on his A1. Each hit steals 10% of the turn meter. True Fear, 2 turns if the target's turn meter is fully depleted. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing crazy there. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing out of the ordinary, I would say.
No, I tend to agree there. Okay, cool. Unwelcome guest. I remember the first time, aka yesterday, when I read through this, I was like, so far, so not so great. Like, what the heck is the buzz? And then it gets better and better and better and better. Unwelcome guest. This is on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Place a petrification for 1 turn, a la Skeletor. He's an OP champion, right? And then we have 100% True Fear for 2 turns on all other enemies who are not under Fear or True Fear debuffs. That's the active effect. So a petrification, which is really strong to place, you know, but it's not broken or anything like that in terms of an ability on a single target, but then activates this skill whenever an enemy under Fear or True Fear successfully uses a skill. This is very interesting, man. Fear or True Fear have never been meta, but this is quite an ability here. What do you think of it?
At first glance, Ash, it sounds pretty insane. I mean, because there's so much control there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I understand why you kind of see the Armans comparisons, because, okay, yeah, either someone's not taking a turn because of Fear or True Fear and their skill is being put on cooldown with a True Fear. And then if they do take the turn, guess what? You know, if they don't kill him, now they're petrified. So it's like the CC on this is pretty insane, for sure.
It's pretty bonkers, especially when you take into context the A3 and the passive. A3, a Spectral Flourish. This is a 4-turn cooldown when booked. Attacks all enemies before attacking. 100% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 3 turns. So that is a good move. It's polymorph proof. Has a 100% chance of increasing the cooldown of all enemy skills by 3 turns. And then grants an extra turn if there are no buffs on the enemy team after the attack. What do you think about this one?
Man, it's so interesting to see like how just the power creep in this game has changed, right? Because 2 years ago, you think about Warlord, you think about Yumiko, like this is basically a Yumiko skill, but in some ways better because you're decreasing duration of buffs. So it's Marius like a little bit, other than the fact that it only hits 1 time as opposed to 3. So Stone Skin debuffs, Stone Skin buffs aren't guaranteed to be decreased by it. But I mean, again, like the kid is absolutely insane because the extra turn, you're locking people out. And then you're going right into the A2.
Yeah.
This champion sounds absolutely nuts.
It's like you're locking them out and then you're fearing, and then you're true fearing them for 2 turns and petrifying all in 1 turn. And he's not going to be sheeped on his first turn because of the decreased duration. So it's not like he's going to lose the turn because he's sheeped. Man, to me, the only way to combat this dude, so far we're not even at the end yet, the only way to combat this dude is Stone Skin. Really, right? Because Stone Skin, at least you have, and he is Spirit Affinity, so you have some maybe counterplay with Magic Affinity as well.
Yeah.
But because like you said, you made a very good point about Marius. At first glance, even with the first time that I read it, I was like, ooh, he's got a Marius A3, then the lockout. But you're right. It's only hitting once.
Yeah.
So you get one shot at removing the stone skin.
There's a couple ways you could maybe counter him. I think Stone Skin's probably your overall best way. You could also use something like Lightning Cage if you've got people in Stone Skin or even in potentially Feral or even Immunity where you have, block debuffs up, or the other way. And like now we're just getting into crazy RNG stuff, Wand of Submission. Potentially could be something that works for some of these things, but
it's RNG. Yeah, it's like
it's RNG, and like the final way would be Resistance, but at the high end, that's not really viable anymore, for the most part.
Okay, so, Ghost with the most. That's my man's passive. Whenever an enemy's revived, places a True Fear on that enemy for 2 turns. Also, removes any CC debuffs from this champion at the start of his turn. That is crazy. Now, I say any CC, no sheep, though. Petrification, True Fear, Stun, Sleep, Freeze, Provoke. So he cannot be... The Armans can't stun my man, No. He can't be provoked. He can't be CC'd outside of sheep. And then the True Fear with... this is... I don't need to tell you, man, but this is a super reviver-heavy meta, obviously. And, he's True Fearing automatically. Again, Polymorph, that will do a number on him with all those True Fears that he's dishing out. But golly, bro, he's got speed in all battles by 19%. Lord Entertainer Fabian, do you think he's going to be as annoying as Armand's? What are your? Do you think he's a must fuse? Is he a must fuse?
He absolutely is a must fuse. 1 million. If you are even remotely interested in arena play at any level of the game, he's absolutely a must fuse. And also, you could hypothetically use this guy in a similar way to Armand's in wave clearing.
Yeah.
So if you're a lower level account and you're trying to progress, potentially in Doom Tower through waves, or other areas of content, even dungeons, 1,000,000% absolutely a must fuse. Just an absurdly strong kit. On the one hand, if they're going to put a champion like this into the game, I'm kind of glad they're giving it to everyone. On the one hand, because this could potentially be a game-changing arena champ if he's built correctly for end game players. So
you're
on the
glad
one hand,
and you're not glad because he's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, he's going to be literally everywhere. So it's like it's Armand's all over again. And I took a lot of flack when Armand's first came out for saying that he was broken and OP, but he was, and it took people like a little bit of time to realize that. Now there are more counters that they've put into the game mainly in terms of champions that they've added, but also like pinpoint set
and stuff. Yep.
But his kit is nuts. I think the only thing that maybe holds him back a little bit in today's meta is the fact that he is Spirit Affinity and not Magic or Force, because there's still so many really important Magic champs that dominate the arena meta today. Lazarius, for one, certainly, you could hypothetically say something like an Armand's. Although, in this case, the only thing you're really doing there is you're just sheeping him. You're using the A3, but that's like the one thing that holds him back. And maybe that's a good thing, frankly, because I don't know. He sounds really freaking strong, dude. He sounds really, really strong.
It's the crazy thing is that passive on the A2 too. Like if the True Fear doesn't proc, it gets replaced by another True Fear, right? Yeah. It activates the entire skill all over again. It just activates it, so they're petrified, to your point earlier. Like, that's nasty, man. Listen, we could be here all day talking about this guy, but I wanted to make a video about it. I didn't want to do it solo because holy moly, bro. I was like, this guy is insane. People are going to hate this guy, man. He's going to be everywhere. But to me, we have like an uncharacteristic 5-day lead up into the fusion. So I would hoard, I would not summon, I would not pull, I would be careful with your energy, leave it in your inbox, whatever, anything to make sure, even if you're taking a break from the game, maybe you log back in for this one if you're into arena, because to me, he's a very Armanzi fusion in that he's going to define, or he's going to be a big part of arena meta for quite a while. I think so. I honestly think so, looking at his kit, because I think you're absolutely right. There's so many similarities with Armand's in different ways. Like, you could argue on the one hand that he's not taking multiple extra turns like you can do with Armand's, which can get a runaway freight train where you just don't have an opportunity to do anything. And for sure, Polymorph, another great way, you got to hope that he gets countered. But again, with relics coming into play,
there's just so much RNG at this point. I mean, like, I don't even know what's going to happen when you throw this guy in there with a high level relic. I think the other big thing people would probably look to counter him is, hope you have protection set, like a protection set Sifi, and you're faster. Yep. But like, this dude is going to be an absolute menace, in my opinion, in pinpoint set for sure. He's filthy good.
Yeah, and is that, I guess we'll talk about right now, is that your favorite build, like Stone Skin Pinpoint 4/4?
I think honestly, if you have the speed, overall, just pinpoint is probably the best way to go nowadays. But certainly for some champions, like on nukers, I will usually go Stone Skin Pinpoint if it's someone like a Nishak or if it's like a Commodus, so I don't have to worry about a hegemon coming in and nuking everybody, where they can still survive, and then they can hopefully get their bombs out or their debuffs or whatever it is. But I mean, yeah, some combo of that, and with the ability to have farmed more pinpoint, people might have even better pieces now. So yeah, I don't know. Ash, it's gonna be nuts, bro.
Listen, I think we said all that needs to be said about this dude. We're both like super, super, super high on him. Yeah, I mean, power creep continues in the game. They had a banger with Armons on the 5th anniversary, whether you love him or you hate him, and I think they're doing the same here in the 6th anniversary. Hey, even like a Fortis or something, I'm very curious if he can open up a True Fear meta and have some combo plays around him. Again, with Polymorph, like probably not, at least meta, but interesting, and I can't wait to try him out,
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely, 100% you're right. Like, get this champion without a doubt. I don't mind saying the same thing as you do. I think it's absolutely worth the resources and could really help a lot of accounts. So I'm 100% going for him on the main and on the free to play. Yeah, for sure.
Do you think he's better than Armons? Dare I ask?
God, it's so tough. Like, the reason why I would say maybe is because he doesn't get polymorphed on the A3 and gets the extra turn. Like, I can see a meta.
The extra turn lockout, come on.
I can see a meta where you are the faster, like, let's say you have the speed lead, right? Which is not always guaranteed, but you're going first. You go first, you get in there, you manage to take away the buffs, and suddenly you're just absolutely controlling everything. And again, with a high-level Wander submission, you're probably not getting sheeped either, and you're turning other people into sheep at the same time. So I think we're in for some craziness with this guy.
All right. Just say yes. Just say yes so I can put it in the title. Say yes, he's better than Armons.
I think he has. Yes, I will say he is better than Armons based on
game player guarantees better than Armons.
Oh God,
got
here
it.
We go.
We can end here. We're done. Drock, seriously, thanks for coming on and chatting about Lord Entertainer Fabian. Fabian. Either way, we're gonna go continue the conversation on your channel. Talk about Chimera legendaries, which should be really, really fun, especially now that the meta has had a chance to kind of marinate a little bit, and we're easier to kind of identify the beast out there. So thanks for joining me, Drock. Guys, check out Drock's channel in the description below. Any final words, my friend?
Save those shards. Those shards.
Very well received. I agree. Thanks for watching till the end, guys. And as always, take care.